We're going to get started in a couple of minutes. Please work your way down closer to the stage. There's plenty of seats. Line leadership, there's assigned seating up front. Also, I'd like to remind you that this briefing will be streamed on YouTube. You can reach the link by scanning the QR code in the front of your IAP. And you can share it with your troops back at their engines. They can watch it later and get a fine operational briefing. Thank you. At 7 o'clock, we're going to get started. Welcome to the operational briefing for the TCU September Lightning Complex for the operational period of September 8th through the 9th, 0700 to 0700 hours. My name is Gabe Garcia. I'm the Planning Section Chief for the incident. I'd like to ask you to please mute your phones, turn down your radios, and take any sidebar conversations outside of the briefing area. I'm going to start off with our incident objectives. Our management objectives are to provide for emergency personnel and public safety at all times, protect property improvements and infrastructure, ensure costs are aligned with mission priorities, ensure coordinated, timely, and accurate release of public information, continue to enhance and maintain positive relationships with all partners, cooperators, and stakeholders, protect economic, natural, cultural, and heritage resources, implement fire suppression repair activities in accordance with approved suppression repair plans. Our control objectives: keep the fires within their current fire perimeters. And now, with current situation, night operations.
Good morning, Dino Asadas, night operations. On this incident, we had 21 fires, 16 are in patrol status. And that's because of the hard work that you guys have been doing over the past couple days. 5 remain, and we were going to go ahead and cover those now. Branch 20, we had 10 fires. We're going to put your attention to 2-3. Continue to do mop up yesterday, got good depth, looking good, so they started pulling hoses there. Hose lays not needed. Same thing for 2-8. Utilize some IR flights to identify some heat signatures closer or interior to the line, went after them with their hose lays. They left some in, but the ones were not needed, they've been pulling. Go to branch 25, 2 fires, 2-7, completed all their mop up, started pulling hose, and actually backhauled all the hose off that fire. So that one will probably be getting into patrol status. Branch 50, 8 fires in that branch, 6-2. 6-2 was still, again, mop up, heavy mop up, taking care of the heat's interior, taking care of all the smoke can be seen from the roadway, so they're over 500 feet in. The last fire is be 6-5, branch 70. We got 4 divisions on there. Continue to work and mop up and pulling unnecessary hose as not being used. Yesterday, around 1400, we did repop of Chinese camp. We're still there assisting them throughout the day with any needs and calls for service. Fire suppression repair is fully engaged. They're running in 2 groups yesterday. They're coming in behind us as we move fires into patrol status. They've been taking care of it. rehabbing it back to the way it looked before we got here, before the fire suppression efforts. Other than that, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Up next, weather.
Good morning. I'm Mark Leffelbein, the incident meteorologist. We did have RH recoveries in the west around 60%. That's not quite as good as what we've been seeing the past few days. We were seeing 80 to 90%, but I think we're still going to see higher humidity day in all. We have some higher humidity coming in from the west by 1000. We'll start to see that over the fire in your IAP forecast to have those minimum RHs at 34 to 39%. So we're going to be quite a bit more moist than we have been the past few week or so. So that is an increase in moisture. High temperatures today will be slightly cooler than what we've been seeing. Mid 80s for a high, so that is a little bit of a cool down. I'm even adding some clouds in this afternoon after 1600. Partly cloudy skies for us. Winds will mainly be terrain driven again across much of the area. After 1300, we'll have those northwest winds kick in like we have been seeing. Those will gust up to 15 miles per hour. A lot of locations haven't even been seeing that because you either have to be on the western portion of the fire below 1,000 feet, or else you got to be on some of the ridge tops to get into some of that wind. For tonight, I am bringing in some cloud cover and a 20% chance of some rain after midnight tonight. If that happens, it's just going to be a few sprinkles. I'm not expecting too much. Just telling you that that's moving in, as that's what's going to start to move into the forecast by midweek. Thank you and have a safe day.
Up next, fire behavior.
Good morning, Ross Dollarhide, Fire Behavior Analyst. So, as the IMET said, while we didn't experience the humidity recovery that we expected today, we're still in very good shape in regards to our fuels. Our fire behavior indices continue to trend down. So considering that, paired with the ongoing suppression efforts, we don't anticipate any significant fire activity within the existing fire footprints on this complex. Now, moving into an initial attack scenario, once we get into the heat of the day this afternoon and with the winds picking up down in these lighter, flashier fuels, the conditions will support fire growth. So please reference your fire behavior forecast in your IEP for those specifics, and thank you.
Up next with your safety message, our safety officer.
Good morning, Ryan Thomas, Team 6 Safety. We're slowly transitioning into 12-hour shifts. What's this mean for us? Sleep deprivation, right? So as our fatigue increases, our situational awareness decreases. So let's keep that in our mind when we're out there today. Take those tactical pauses, hydrate up, and re-energize. Also, there's still plenty of work out there. There's a bunch of hazards out there. So when we're identifying those hazards, let's use our proper PPE in eliminating those. With that comes driving. It's Monday. Parents are getting their kids to school. They're getting to work. Those resources that are on those 12-hour shifts, be cognizant that you might see that same citizen going to the line and coming from the line. So let's drive accordingly. Demob is on the uptick as well. And mechanics are working hard to get us through that as smooth as possible. So let's make sure we're following all the traffic signs. And with that, there's going to be an increase in vehicle traffic and pedestrian traffic. So let's keep our head on a swivel and take care of those guys. As always, Team 6 expectation is that we get a good briefing. So let's keep that rolling and document those on your ICS 214s. Have a great shift and a good day.
Up next with incident assignments and roll call, day operations, resource unit leader.
Good morning, Mark Thomas, resource unit leader. For roll call, operations, Bogan. Todishini, trainee.
Here.
Deputy operations, Swab. Here. Frederick. Here. Pereira, trainee. Here. Richter, trainee. Here. Night ops, Monson. Here. Asadas, trainee. Here. Branch 20, Schwetman. Here. Mapes, trainee. Here. Division Bravo, Hutchinson. Here. Van Bolt, trainee. Here. Division Mike, Detmer. Here. Stevens, trainee. Here. Branch 70, Harrison. Yep. Pack. Here. Division Victor. Scrainer. Here. Manji, trainee. Here. Division Alpha Alpha, Barry. Here. Starrett, trainee. Fire Suppression Repair Branch, Valles. Yep. Peterson, trainee. Here. Fire Suppression Repair North, Colomer. Fire Suppression Repair South, Henault. Lopez, trainee.
Good morning, Bob Todeschini, Day Operations. Today's going to be a seek and destroy mission. Let's utilize the information that we gathered off the UAS, where the lat and longs for the heat signatures. I asked that we go deep interior this morning and find any nuisance smokes along the way. Let's make sure we're still continuing to pull hose and all the trash and getting that back hauled. Fire suppression repair will continue work in 6.2, 6.5, 4.5, 2.7, and 2.3. Thank you.
And now air operations.
Good morning, Tom Swanson, Air Operations. We still have aircraft assigned working out at Columbia Airport. We have 2 Type 1s, one of which includes Copter 607, Columbia Hill Attack, available for day hoist, air rescue, and also initial attack. We have a Type 3 available for Helco mission if needed, and also recons. And then we have 2 UAS modules still assigned that are going to be working throughout today and into the evening to continue with the IR mapping to find those heat signatures. And please ensure you're monitoring air to ground. Thanks.
And now your medical plan.
Good morning, Brian Simpson, Medical Unit for Team 6. On page 17, the IEP of our 206 has changed. On 17, we'll show that we have 3 ambulances that are ALS. One in the base camp, one at drop point 15, and one at drop point 25. We also have 2 sets of line medics that are going to be out there at drop point 15 and drop point 25. We have MERT here for CDCR, and we have CalMet here in camp for any of your medical supplies or boo-boos. But if you do have a boo-boo, make sure you bring a supervisor. And don't forget about your line cards. You guys have a good shift and be safe.
Communications.
Good morning, Ryan Clausen, Communications. Please turn to page 18 for today's 205. The incident will remain on CDF Command 12 for tactical assignments, Division Mike, CDF TAC 30, Division Bravo, CDF TAC 31, Division Alpha Alpha, NIFC TAC 1, Division Victor, NIFC TAC 2. For your air to ground, it'll be CDF Air Ground 7 and Air Ground TAC. Thank you.
Now a word from logistics.
Good morning, everyone. Brian Louise from Logistics. A couple important things to note. Tomorrow, Tuesday, at 1800 will be the last opportunity to drop off your laundry, and supply will be closing on Wednesday morning at 0900. Today, we're going to take the moment just as a day of thanks. I look off to my left and I see a pile of hose over there, which tells me that you guys are doing a great job, not only pulling the hose when you have the opportunity, but making sure that it gets backhauled. And I just ask that you keep with that process over the next 2 days so that way we can leave the unit in a great position. Additionally, if you see a CCC member working around camp, picking up garbage, making sure everything stays clean, please take the opportunity to give them a quick thanks because we certainly appreciate it and we couldn't do this job without them. Thank you and have a good day.
Now a message from training.
Good morning, Anthony Masuko, Training Specialist for Team 6. Just a reminder that opportunities to receive a valid training record are narrowing. So bring with you a task book evaluation record and a 225, and we'll get you that valid training record. If recommended for qualification, make sure it's stated on the 225. And then for CAL FIRE trainees specifically, if initiated in the QMS system, that is your task book and ICS 225. We're located with check-in and demo. We're here to help. Come see us.
Now information.
Good morning, Pono Barnes information. If you turn to page 21 in your IAP, we'll fill in some numbers for you. Acreage is held at 13,966 at 72% contained, and there are 1,865 personnel assigned to the incident. If you take a look at the top of that page, we have our incident media and public information line. You can share that with both our media partners as well as the community. And then just below that, there are our social media platforms where we're distributing information as well as a QR code. With residents being repopulated into areas that were affected, you'll see more of them out in the field. Feel free to share those links and handles with them so that they can get the information that they need. Additionally, below there, we have media law or California media law as well as the CAL FIRE social media policy. Please review that with your crews. We have lost and found at the trailer out front, 21 on your map. And we also have mail service at the PIO trailer as well. Thank you, and a report.
And now closing comments from your incident commander.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is BJ Emlock. I'm one of the Unified Incident Commanders for IMT6. So we're going to get a little bit interactive this morning here. So I need all of you to set your coffee down for a second, and I want to see a raise of hands if you notice that I addressed you and said, good afternoon. Okay, that's good. Now, I appreciate the participation. How about a raise of hands who did not notice? Appreciate your honesty. So my point here this morning and the message I want to drive today is complacency. Complacency is nothing more than letting the little things slip by. And in our industry, we all know that the little things can be catastrophic. Excuse me. So as we go out there on the line, some of you have been in this camp for 6 days. Some of you have been on the same piece of line for 6 days. I ask you that you stay focused out there. You don't focus on the rear view mirror and some of those other distractions like the Amazon cart you've been building for the last week in your mind. And go to work, stay safe, and keep that in mind.
Thank you. Please attend your breakouts. Branch division breakouts are located at the front of the stage, in front of the seating, and to the left of the stage. Unassigned resources, meet with a resource unit leader to the right of the stage. Cooperators meeting at 10, planning meeting at 1800, and our next operational briefing tomorrow at 7. And I'd also like to remind you that this briefing was streamed on YouTube. Scan the code, share it with your troops. Don't forget to unmute your phones and turn up your radios. That concludes the briefing.